Hi, welcome to the Doctors, where we're going to talk about all the science stuff from chapter 10 to 12. Bye.
Welcome to the George Bio 121 Insider. Today we're going to be talking about the Mendel and the gene idea. In the Mendel and the gene idea, we have two laws of inheritance. The Mendel discovers the basic principles of heredity by breeding garden peas in carefully planned experiments. As we retract his work, you'll realize the key elements. Here we have a Punnett square. The square, we have a big P, little p, and we have a formula. F1 times F1 equals P, big P, little p times big P, little p. The law of segregation. If the blending model of inheritance were correct, the F1 hybrids from a cross between purple flower and white flower, the P stands for purple flower, and the yellow P stands for purple flower, and the white P stands for the white flower. A trait immediately depends on the P generation. Now, to go on into the Mendel's model, P generation. Purple flowers, white flowers. Each true breeding plant of the parental generation has two identical allies, dominated as either big P, or little p, little p. In the case of every gamete produced, a given parent has the same ally. F1 generation, purple flower. 1/2 P and 1/2 little p. That's the gametes. F2 generation is when the Punnett square comes in. We have big P at the top, little p at the bottom. The first Punnett square, first little square box, big P, second one, little p, because you have two P's on the side. Let me demonstrate. Have two P's and you have a little p. So this P times this P makes this one. This P times this P makes this one. This P times this P, same thing. This P times this P, and there we have it. Punnett square. Back to that rectangle. Now they have two different types of genetic vocabulary. You have the genotype, which is observable traits, and you have the phenotype is observable traits. The genotype is genetic makeup. Now we're going to talk about the laws of probability govern Mendel inheritance. There's a such thing called the multiplication rule and the addition rule. The multiplication rule states that to determine this probability, multiply the probability of one event. One coin coming up heads by the probability of the other one coming up heads. The addition rule is the probability that any two or more actually exclusive events will occur is calculated by adding their individual probabilities. Now I'm going to demonstrate a multiplication Punnett square. I'm going to demonstrate it down here. Here we have a Punnett square. That's the box. Got a big R, little r. Got a big R, little r. Then you have big R. That's this times this times this, make it big R, little r. This times this, make it big R, little r. Excuse me. Little r, big R. And this times this makes it little r, little r. That is how you demonstrate the multiplication probability. See, the difference between this one and this one is now when you multiply these times this, the little r is in front. And the big P is in front. Okay, good.
Girl, do you know anything about them sex genes?
No, what about it?
Girl, genes are located along the chromosome.
For real?
Chromosome genes, look, it say they both present in pairs in diploid cells. Homologous chromosomes separate and allies they segregate during the process of meiosis, and fertilization is restored. You know anything about meiosis?
What's meiosis?
Don't ask me, I don't know. No, I'm just playing. But we're gonna talk about these sex cells.
We do?
First of all, the sex cells is in male and female. Both of these chromosomes could be either X or Y. So you know that most of these defects that we get, that people get, babies get, come from women. Why do women gotta be the ones that get them the defects?
Is it because they only dominant?
No. Yeah, they do be dominant. Then you got the males that determine what the baby is gonna be, a boy or a girl.
Why is that?
Because they genes is more dominant. They sperm cells determine if the baby is gonna be a boy or a girl. So they say that males can form one X chromosome and one Y chromosome. That determines that the baby is gonna be a boy.
So who's X and Y?
X and Y, each person got X and Y.
Oh, okay.
The boy and the girl. So when they have sex, the baby, the chromosome XY determines whether it's gonna be a boy or a girl. If it's two X chromosomes, then that's how you know it's gonna be a girl.
Oh,
But an X and a Y chromosome, it's gonna be a male.
that's cool to know.
Girl, right. It's crazy about those sex chromosomes. Put it on.